I mean, basically, we all know it was a rib on Dusty Rhodes.
The name.
Right.
The name was a rib on Dusty. And then I'll tell you the whole story. I met Mike Jones, it's his real name,
right,
in Vince McMahon's office. I can't remember who, I think one of the Samoans, Alpha or Sika, referred him to Vince because they were looking for somebody that had an impressive body that could be my bodyguard and valet.
Right.
And it was Mike Jones. And that's how I met him. And a sweetheart of a guy. I don't know if you guys know him or ever talked to him. He's a real likable guy. He's about as loyal as they get. And will do anything you ask him. When I was down there talking about this, and we were going over everything, I think we went out to dinner one night with Bobby Heenan. And what are we going to name my valet, Bobby? What are we going to name my valet? Gosh, let's call him Virgil. The only Virgil we all knew was Virgil Runnels,
right.
Dusty. And then when he came to WCW, I said, well, Bobby, I said, you named him before. Now what do we name him? He goes, Vincent.
That's great.
Yeah. So I don't even pay that much attention here lately. So the last thing I saw was they tried to make him a cowboy or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
corny. Yeah.
Anyway, good guy.
When Dusty first came into the World Wrestling Federation, you guys had a match, and you went over on Dusty. You think that was meant to show all the other guys in the locker room that, he's going to get treated equal?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah, probably. I think that, and plus it set up an angle
right.
between he and I,
Sapphire,
and all that deal. But I think that was just to send a message. I mean, Vince was sending a message that he was going to get treated equally, and I think he dressed him in polka dots to let Dusty know that who the boss was.
Right.
But you know what? To Dusty's credit, he went right along with it. And he got over.
Oh, yeah.
Rick's 50. I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of these young 21, 22 years old guys that do not have the cardiovascular energy and in the shape that Ric Flair is in. That guy is in shape and always has been.
Right.
But Ric Flair also looks like a 50-year-old man in the ring. And, I love Rick. Rick's another guy. I can't believe I haven't mentioned him. Rick is another guy who I tremendously enjoyed working with.
He had some great matches.
And had some great matches with. And extremely easy to work with. But, I think Rick's holding on. You know what? I guess you don't want to let go. But it comes to a point where you know that everything's got to change. Nothing lasts forever. And my personal thing is, because I hear people, and I sit sometimes and, the show will be on, and I've had people sitting next to me watching Rick on TV and say, God, man, Flair, you were great, buddy. You were great, but you're getting old. It's time to step down. And I've had people ask me, they say, Ted, would you ever go back? Well, never say never.
Right.
If the right situation came up and it was just like a special deal, like a one-time out of retirement, whatever, But to go back to work steady, no. Do I miss it? The only time I miss the business is when I see a real good match, or I see some guy out there that's young and has a tremendous amount of potential. And I go, man, I'd love to get in the ring with that guy for.
Or some guys right now.
Yeah. Some guys right now, gosh. Guys right now that I respect as having the potential or already have that. The young guys that I see, the Dean Malenkos and the Chris Benoits and the Eddie Guerreros and the Chris Jerichos. And I'll be real honest with you, I haven't watched a lot lately. There's a lot of new guys that I don't even know. But certainly those guys. There's some more.
Right.
I just can't think of them right now that I see the potential of having that. But sometimes I think I know I've watched Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko have some tremendous matches. But even as I watched them, I thought to myself, guys, you're working harder than you have to. You're wasting moves because the thing that's missing in the business today is any realism. I mean, there's no logic to it anymore. It's that's one of the things that I saw happening in Japan that just drove me nuts. Was you guys have two guys go out there and in a 20-minute match you'll see 30 suplexes. Somebody gets power bombed off the top rope to the floor and he bounces up. Nobody sells anything anymore, and then he gets beat with a small package. There's no rhyme and no reason. There's no logic. Where there was a time when you could punch a guy one time, and if he sold it properly, or you could build a match. You could build a match in a way where it's a wrestling contest, for example, and they get tied up in the ropes, and the referee makes them break, and they go back and they wrestle, and the guy reverses a move, and this guy reverses a move, and they get tied up in the ropes, and the referee makes them break, and they break, and for 15 minutes it's a contest back and forth, and it's clean. And then about the 20-minute mark, the referee goes to make them break, and the heel throws one punch, and those people want to come in the ring and kill him.
Right.
That's telling a story. Today, it's 50 punches and 30 drop kicks and bounce right up.
Right.
No rhyme or no reason. No.
What about Jim Duggan? What are your memories of your feud with Jim Duggan?
I love Duggan. He's another guy I helped breaking. Golly, man, I am old, man. Of course, Duggan's closer to my age. A lot closer to Duggan, if you ever see this. No, I love Jim. But Jim was just coming out of National Football League. He played with the Falcons, and he's right out there. And I won't forget this match. This was a tag team match. I don't remember who Duggan's partner was, but my partner was Tommy Rich, and we were at a little spot show in Alabama. The first time I ever got in the ring with this guy. And if you know the business, okay, it's you always tell these guys the people can see it, they can't feel it. So you're what we call loose. You tie up snug, but then you relax.
Right.
I tied up a Duggan. It was like somebody put a vice grip on me. It was like, oh my gosh, I did one move with him. I can't even remember what it was now. I did one move with him, and I went over and I tagged Tommy and I said, he's all yours, buddy. This guy is so stiff. But Jim came on, and he came on quick. Jim, guys like Jim Duggan and Junkyard Dog, the Dick Murdochs, the guys that were big stars in this business, Dusty Rhodes. It wasn't always about being a great athlete. JYD's a prime example. He even tell you, JYD was not a great worker. JYD was a great talker. He had unbelievable charisma. And Dusty Rhodes, people would look at Dusty Rhodes, just from, if you've never been to a wrestling match before and you come out and here's this guy, this great big, fat guy, introduced as a champion or in contention for the world title, they go, that guy? But it's all about charisma and character. And Jim Duggan has tremendous character, charisma. And we had a lot of fun. Oh, gosh, we had a lot of fun. Jim didn't like that blade too much. He was afraid of the blade. We'd have matches. It'd be funny, every time. Like, here I am. I'm just covered, right, And he's got... They got enough yet, And I remember one night I just finally said, no, not enough. Keep going, I said, look, no, man, you're not there yet. No. And he finally, guy says, you ain't ever going to tell me to stop, right? I said, no, man. I said, you're way behind, buddy. But we had lots of fun.
I guess it was 1987 when the Freebirds came into UWF. Were you surprised how much they got over?
Oh, no, not at all. Right. Not at all. I knew those guys. Because they'd been through once before, and they'd been in Georgia with me, and I'm telling you, Buddy Roberts. I knew Buddy Roberts when he was still with Jerry Brown, Hollywood Blondes. They came through. They were another a couple guys that came through, and I'd worked with them before.
Right.
You know, and all of those guys were Michael was not a great worker.
Great talker.
But he's a great talker and had good psychology. That was his, he was stiff, man. Oh, gosh, he was stiff. Michael, you're stiff, buddy. But Buddy Roberts and Terry Gordy, God bless him, man, was just